Hello everyone. Welcome to my video to explain about my writer's wall. I can't fit the whole thing into one screenshot, so I'm just going to sort of scroll over here so you can have a visual of the whole thing. There are three distinct paths that we're going to talk about. I'll start with the one up on the top. Basically, I have a writing path, a political path, and an editing and publishing path. So at the top, you can see some of the covers of my previously done books, including my new one, which is titled Worlds Colliding. I just put that out this fall. And you can see my little spaceship there. I've got a couple of traveling companions who are keeping me company as I make my way on this writer's path. And basically what I did is I put up pictures of some of my book covers, and there's not a whole lot to be done to the books that have already come out, but they are part of the path. The first one is after, well, of course, we've got Worlds Collide, but then I put up the cover of my first novel, which was Antiquity Calais Standing in Armageddon, followed by Antiquity Calais Ascending Olympus, and Antiquity Calais and the Children of Light. Those are the three novels that have come out in that series. I've also written some short pieces and a novella that I didn't include up here, but those are the big books. Still yet to be done. I'm going to try to zoom in on this. I've had to put on hold my fourth novel in the series since I basically joined this program, but it is titled Antiquity Calais and the Wrath of the Cryptids, and I have one last book in the series after that that I plan to do, which is the Antiquity Calais and the End of Days. It's if you can't figure it out, you should be able to tell. It's a story about the end of time, so it's going to be a heck of a conclusion. And you can see that one of the things that I've considered is basically to wait until I have all the books in the series done and then try to market them to publishers and agents as a lot so they can see the entire arc that I've been working on now for a decade. So that's my one path. The middle one is my current political path that I'm on. I am running for Congress in the 11th Congressional District of Florida. It's a long shot. I'm a first-time candidate here. Not many people know me, but it's creating some really great stories. But along the way, I announced that I was running. I've been working on trying to raise money. I'm going to need a lot more to be viable. Collecting over 5,000 signatures from registered voters. And then the ultimate goal, or actually one of the goals, is to win the Democratic primary next August, August 28th. And if I succeed at that, then I will go head-to-head with the incumbent Daniel Webster for the general election next fall. The ultimate goal, of course, is to defeat Webster and send him to an early retirement. But you see that my intrepid explorers also land on a book deal because I fully expect I've already got some really great stories that have come out of my campaign experience so far, and I have an expectation that my next creative nonfiction title, aside from, well, my thesis, will probably focus on this campaign and hopefully get a book deal from that. If I happen to win next fall, then I would expect that I would probably write another book based on my first 2 years in office. And then the bottom path here, this focuses on my editing and publishing interests. By way of background, Back in 2000, I started an online magazine called Bull Moose Magazine, and it was actually reasonably successful in terms of readership. Over the course of a couple of years, I had over 100,000 hits on my website, and it was generally well received. And I've considered creating a new print version of Bull Moose Magazine, but as I've gotten older and I've become more educated, my interests have diversified. The original Bull Moose was a purely political publication, but now I'm trying to figure out, do I want to include creative nonfiction articles or stories that are of a progressive nature, or would I rather just stick with the politics instead of opening it up to more creative options? And the possibility exists, and this is what I'm talking about here, that I could just create a sister publication for the creative nonfiction material. I haven't gotten that far along in my thought process. From there, I would have to conduct a feasibility study to see if there's if a publication or publications like these would be viable, and part of that is determining if there is sufficient audience. I live in a very conservative area in Central Florida. It was this congressional district was gerrymandered in such a way to make sure that it would remain a Republican seat, and so far it has been. There do seem to be more progressives moving into the area, though, so I have to determine if there's a sufficient audience to support this publication. And if there is, then I can start soliciting material, and I have no doubt, based on the contacts that I have made within progressive circles here in Citrus County, that there would be plenty of writers who would be looking to participate in a publication like this. And from there, it's a matter of publishing Volume 1, Number 1. So that's my writer's path. I hope you like the background. Being a sci-fi writer, historically, I thought I'd go with a space theme, and that's what we have here. So I hope you enjoyed my trip. Thanks.